Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this paper crafting card making tutorial. This is the card I have to share with you today. It's this lovely thank you card featuring the Thankful Garden stamp die and stencil bundle. Now the purpose of this card is I wanted to show everyone that you don't need to have the whole bundle to make a beautiful card. This lovely floral image is just using the stencils. You could use the dies and the matching stamp set as well, and there is a card that I've done recently that does exactly that, and I'll link that at the end of this video. But you can make a beautiful soft card just using the stencils alone. So let me show you that. This one is Gorgeous Grape. You can see here in the background it's Gorgeous Grape really, and Highland Heather. So let me show you what I do next. Next one we're going to do is going to be Pretty in Pink. So I've got a piece here of basic white cardstock that measures 14.35 centimeters by 10. And I've got a scrap piece here of my grid paper. And I'm just going to line this up on my grid paper here. I'm going to hold it down with some post-it note tape. So I've got some bits here already, so I'll use those initially. Okay. And then we're going to take the stencils. These are the Thankful Garden stencils. There are 5 of them, and they are labelled here in the corner. So you can see this is number 2, number 3. I don't always keep these in order. I really should. That's number 5. That's number 1. And that should be number 4. Now you'll see, we take the first one. It's labelled, and it also has this notch. Don't know if you can see it. There you can, at the top here, and this is going to help you line everything up perfectly. So I'm going to lay this down on my card, deciding where I want it, towards the top or the bottom, and I'm going to have it more towards the top, but I don't want to go into the post-it note tape that I've put down. So I'm going to put it about there. Let's see. I'll put it about there. Okay. And then I want to hold this down with some post-it note tape again. So I'm going to get another piece here. And I'm going to put this down this side here. Now, normally I would use that notch to help me, but because it's lying on my cardstock, I don't want to put a mark on my cardstock because I'm not die cutting. I'm not going to use the notch, but you'll see even without the notch, it is super easy to do this, and it's nicely held in place now. Okay, we're going to reuse that post-it tape until we've used the guts out of it. I'm going to use Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to maybe just use just this one colour to achieve all of my layers. I'm going to use my pink blending brush, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of ink, not a lot, and a very light hand, just to get this background down. Not putting any pressure really down. It can be very easy just to be impatient, but I'm just going to put a very light colour down, and if there is a few bits that don't look great, don't worry, it will smooth out as it dries, and also as you put the layers on you won't even notice. So that's going to be, just going to put a little bit more in the centre here. That's going to be fine. So now I'm going to remove my stencil, and these wash up really easy. Just put them under a running tap or in a basin and they're clean again. Right, so now we're going to just line this up, and you can see here, even without using that notch, how ridiculously easy it is to line up. We're lined up already. Okay, so I'm going to use my post-it note tape again here to hold everything in place, and I'm going to go in again with this colour, but with maybe a little bit of a harder hand, so that means there's a bit more pressure. can really build up. And as I've said before many and many times, you can put the colours down, but it's much more difficult to take them back up again. So just build up the layers, and then you can always stop when you find something that you are happy with. I think I'm happy with that. So let's see what we've got so far. Yep, isn't that cute? Now I'm going to go in with another layer of petal pink. If I don't like it, I do have brought up melon mamba that I can use as well. So let's go in with our last layer for our flower. So 3 layers for the flower, 2 for the leaves. And there again, so easy to line up. I mean, you know, what more could you ask? Okay, so let's go with a really hard hand this time. Let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, that looks lovely. Really soft and easy. Looks much better in real life than it does on the camera. And you see how I've just achieved that using just one colour of ink. I haven't had to even use more ink pads, just one ink pad, and I've achieved that beautiful effect. And sometimes I think we tend to use a lot of different supplies, and there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it's good to remember that you don't need to have half a craft room to make one card. Okay, so let's go in with our leaves. So I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to find an area or find a space that I feel is happy with this. And what I'm trying to do is make sure none of my leaves are in the area that's already been stenciled. So I think that will do. Okay, I'm going to go in with my lighter colour here, Lemon Lime Twist. And again, just going with a light touch, just putting down the base of colour here. Until I'm happy with what I've achieved. I think so. Yeah, I like that. Alright, next colour I'm going to use here, I'm going to use a different one this time. It's Granny Apple Green. So, last stencil. And this again is really easy to line up. There we are, we're done. So let's line that up there. Stick that down there. Move everything by mistake. And then I'm going to go in with a darker colour, which is Granny Apple Green, as I said. Okay, so close up that ink pad. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, I save all this post-it note tape. It's not finished yet by any stretch of the imagination. It'll get saved. I use it for my die cutting, for more stenciling, all sorts. So I just keep all these pieces here, actually on the side of the drawers next door to me, and it works really well. Okay, so now I can take away my spare paper just in case I've got ink everywhere. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So nice. So let's do a little bit of stamping. This is the only stamping I'm going to do is for the sentiment now. And I'm going to do this one that says here, thank you, friend. And I'm going to actually do this using my stamping tool because it's going to just make lining up so much easier for me. So let's put this in here in the corner. Let's line this up. I'm going to stamp this, I think, in Granny Apple Green because I do want it to stand out. And this is the darkest colour I feel I have on this card. So let's see how this looks. Yeah. Give it another go. Yep, that looks nice. So let's take this out of here for now. And let's just clean this up so we can take the stamp set out. Otherwise we tend to just leave. It'll just get left in here. And next time you'll come to use it, you'll find the stamp set and then not remember which set it belongs to. We don't want any orphan stamps, thank you very much. Okay, so let's put this away. Okay, lovely. Now I do want to add a little bit of extra something, so I'm going to use this little stamp here, almost like a splatter stamp. And I'm just going to put it on a small block, and I'm going to use my Pretty in Pink. And I'm just going to stamp here and there, maybe stamping off as well. Twisting my ink pen, my stamp as well as I go around. I think I put, yeah, that will do. Sometimes it's difficult to know when to stop, and it just gives something in the background, almost like pollen or something like that floating around. Or that was my idea anyway. So close that up, close this up, and we're ready to assemble our card. Now our card base is Pretty in Pink. It's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. Then I have another piece here of basic white cardstock that measures 14.35 centimeters by 10. And I'm just going to stick my outside to my outside and my plain white to my inside. So there we go. Let's open this up. Okay, isn't that pretty? Now we're going to do a little bit of embellishments. I've got here the party dots. You could use these, but I actually think, looking at it, I'm not going to use these party dots. Originally I used the purple fine shimmer, but I think I'm actually going to use some rhinestones. I think it's going to look really cute. So let's get some rhinestones out and use up this packet. Always a good thing. I'm just going to scatter a few here and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that'll do. Used up a pack of embellishments, save that. You can use that for all sorts of things. And there we go. So there's our pretty in pink version. And there is our gorgeous grape version, Highland Heather. You can tell me which one you prefer. So if you've enjoyed this project, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As I said, all the information about the project is on my blog post, and you can find the link to that in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.